Hey out there, everybody. Thank you so much for checking out my video today on teaching help side defense on playing man-to-man defense. Today we're going to look at some basic rules and basically how you want to go about implementing this defense. It's a very important topic to explain to players when you want to play man-to-man defense. If you like the video today, if you can please give me a like, and if you want to see some more videos, please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to check out any of my other videos. If you have any questions as we go through this today, drop it in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right, let's take a look at help side defense. So some basic rules. You want to tell your players must see their man and the ball at all times. We don't want our players looking at their man and then looking at the ball, and then looking at the man and then looking at the ball. We want to see both at all times. Deny any backdoor cuts or backdoor passes. We don't want anyone backdoor cutting us for a layup, so we have to make sure that those are denied at all times. 3 is a pretty big rule. It does help explain a lot of things to the players. You want them to be close enough to their player to close out if they receive a pass, but close enough to the ball to help if needed. All right, when do we help? Well, obviously that's when someone else gets beat. I always tell my players, expect your teammates to get beat. If your teammate gets beat, that's all right. That's why we're there to help. Okay, a player in the lane with the ball is more important than your player out in the perimeter who does not have the ball. So we talk about the difference between your player being 1 pass away or being 2 passes away. If they're 1 pass away, that means there are no other offensive players between their player and the player with the ball. If that's the case, we want to be about 1/3 of the way towards the player with the ball. Still closer to our player, but a little bit off our player. We want our body pointing at the player that we are guarding. We want our head to be still. We want to see out of the corner of our eyes our player in case they backdoor cut, and the player that has the ball in case they try to dribble penetrate. And we want our one hand to be in the passing lane. So for us to decide, do we want our players to deny or contest? The difference there, deny is what I talked about here. Deny is that we are one hand in the passing lane and we are basically almost on the line between our player and the ball. Contest is a little bit more laid back. You're off the passing lane. You're not going to get any tip balls. You're not going to get any steals, but you will be able to help better with dribble penetration. So if your team has trouble guarding man-to-man and you're getting beat often one-on-one, you'd probably want to do more of a contest defense to allow passes on the perimeter but be able to block dribble penetration. Let's take a look at what 1 pass away looks like here. So on the left picture, 1 has the ball. 2 and 4 are both considered 1 pass away. So you can see 2 and 4, they're both off of their players. Both of their bodies should be turned toward their players and their hands should be in the passing lane. The 4 would have their left hand in the passing lane. The 2 would have his right hand in the passing lane. Okay, in the right picture, 4 has the ball now in the corner. 1 would be off his player with the right hand in the passing lane, body pointed at the player he's guarding. All right, what if we were 2 passes away? This means there's another offensive player between your player and the player with the ball. We want to have 1 foot in the lane, not the passing lane, but the actual lane itself. Okay, depending on where the ball is, you might actually have 2 feet in the lane, but we got to be careful with defense at 3 seconds as well. Always ready to stop dribble penetration in the lane. That is the most dangerous place. That's where most points are going to come from in the younger ages. So we want to make sure that we are ready to stop that if possible. And then obviously we're ready to close out if our player receives a skip pass. So let's take a look at what 2 passes away looks like. So in the left picture, the 4 has the ball. 1 is 1 pass away. 2 and 3 are 2 passes away or more. Okay, so you can see 1 is in the passing lane between 4 and 1, guarding that passing lane with the right hand. 2 and 3 are going to sag off a little bit though, and they're going to be in the lane. Again, being careful with defense at 3 seconds, so they have to make sure they jump out from time to time. Okay, but we are all helping in the lane. If a skip pass comes over to 2 or 3, we should be able to close out pretty quickly. In the right picture, 1 has the ball, 2 is 1 pass away, so that player is sagging off a little bit, but in the passing lane with the right hand, and 3 is 2 passes away, so that player is basically in the lane, ready to help on dribble penetration. All right, let's take a look at what this would look like in a video. Here's our video explanation of help side defense. So we can see in this set right now, 1 has the ball on top of the perimeter. All right, we're not going to put 5 guys out there right now because we're not concerned about anyone playing down low. We're just talking about the perimeter players here. Right now, 2, 3, and 4 are not playing good help side defense. And you can see that this is wide open for 1 to dribble penetrate down the lane. Okay, so what we want to do here, since 4 is 1 pass away, he should be right about here. 2, same thing, should be right about there. That closes the driving lanes pretty significantly. Okay, now again, we talked about this before. Do you want your players to play deny or contest? If they're denying, they're more in the passing lane, denying the pass, but that's going to hurt their chances to help on dribble penetration. If they're contesting, they're a little sagged off. That's going to be allowing the passes to go through, but they're going to be able to help with dribble penetration a lot easier. 3 is 2 passes away. So that player should be nowhere near the player he's guarding. He should be almost in the lane, ready to help out if 1 beats his guy. So let's see a pass coming over here to 2. As soon as 2 gets the ball, the defender here should close out on him. Not too hard though. The last thing we want to do is close out too hard and then have this person be able to dribble penetrate the other way. All right, so we don't want to close out and fly by them. We just want to close out, ready to stop and stop dribble penetration as needed. As that happens, 3 should close out a little bit on his guy with 1 hand in the passing lane, the right hand in the passing lane. 1's going to come on over here to help the dribble penetration, and 4 is going to sag into the lane because now 4 is 2 passes away. 2 swings it over here to 3. 3 is now guarding the ball. 2 is 1 pass away, so we're going to guard that passing lane. Looking at our player, looking at 2, but left hand the passing lane. 1 can drop down lower to help out the lane, and 4 should almost be under the basket at this point. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little video breakdown of this. If you have any questions on this video, as always, send me a timestamp and let me know your question, and I will try to answer it as soon as possible. So if you want to teach help defense to your team, the best drill that basically every coach is going to work with is called the shell drill. There's many, many variations of this. The most basic of which is 4-on-4, where you put 2 defensive players on the elbows, 2 defensive players on the blocks, and 4 perimeter players around the perimeter, and just have the perimeter players move the ball around, teaching the defensive players to move with the ball. Okay? That's going to do it for our video today. If you liked what you saw, please give me a like and a subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Feel free to check out all of my other videos as well. And once again, thank you for tuning in today.